Why do you keep reliving moments you swore you'd forgotten? Trauma doesn't live in the past, it hides in repetition. You wake up, change your surroundings, meet new faces, yet the same story plays again. Nietzsche once said, "To live is to suffer. To survive is to find meaning in the suffering." But most never reach the meaning. They just repeat the pain. We are haunted not by what happened, but by what remains unhealed. The mind replays pain until the body feels safe enough to stop. You are not broken, you are looping through unfinished survival. Until you see the pattern, you can't escape it. Awareness is the first doorway out.
Why does your body tense even when nothing's wrong? Because your body remembers what your mind has buried. Trauma doesn't fade, it hides in your posture, in your heartbeat, in the breath you forget to take. Bessel van der Kolk said, "The body keeps the score." Each ache, each flinch, each sleepless night, your body whispers we're still not safe. The past is not a memory, it's a reflex. You're not overreacting, you're over-remembering. Healing starts when you stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start asking, "What happened to me?" Listen, your body is not betraying you, it's begging to be heard.
Why do small things suddenly feel unbearable? Because trauma hides in subtle cues, a tone, a scent, a silence. They pull you back to moments your mind swore were gone. Freud called it repetition compulsion, the unconscious urge to replay old wounds until they're resolved. We date the same person in different faces, fight old wars in new rooms. Your triggers aren't signs of weakness, they're doorways to where healing stopped. Notice what shakes you, because what shakes you shapes you. Once you name the trigger, it loses its power. You can't heal what you keep calling coincidence. Why do you feel 12 years old during conflict? Because trauma freezes emotion at the age pain first struck. You grow older, but your wounded self stays waiting in time. Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." The inner child still fears abandonment, rejection, failure, replaying them through adult life. Your present emotions are echoes, not origins. To heal, you must return to that frozen child and whisper, "You survived." Healing doesn't mean forgetting, it means releasing the grip of what once felt endless.
Why do your defenses feel like your identity? Because coping once saved you, now it cages you. Perfectionism, people-pleasing, control, all were shields that became prisons. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Yet trauma reversed this truth. It taught you to control the world instead of calming your mind. You mistake survival for personality. But you are not your coping mechanisms. You are what existed before the fear. To heal, you must risk being unguarded, because peace only lives where defense ends. Why do we attract what once hurt us? Because trauma doesn't seek comfort. It seeks familiarity. We repeat what we didn't repair. As Plato said, the soul takes flight when it finds love that reminds it of home. But sometimes home was unsafe, and your soul confuses chaos for connection. You chase what wounded you, not because you want pain, but because it feels known. Healing begins the moment you realize recognition isn't always belonging. Choose safety over chemistry, peace over adrenaline. Love that calms you, not one that keeps you in the loop. Why does peace make you restless? Because silence feels unsafe to a nervous system trained for chaos. When the war ends, the soldier inside doesn't know where to stand. Lao Tzu said, "To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders." But stillness requires trust, and trauma taught you that calm means danger's coming. You've mistaken anxiety for aliveness. Yet true peace isn't emptiness, it's recovery. Let quiet moments heal what noise once hid. You are allowed to rest without apology. Why do you blame yourself for surviving?
Because trauma confuses endurance with guilt. You think, maybe it was my fault, but it wasn't. Aristotle said, we are what we repeatedly do. And your repeated self-blame has become your unconscious ritual. You punish yourself to make sense of what never should have happened. But guilt is not growth. It's a loop disguised as responsibility. Forgiveness isn't letting the past win. It's freeing yourself from replaying it. You've carried enough weight. Now it's time to set it down.
Why does healing feel harder than the pain itself? Because breaking loops means facing what you once avoided to survive. Healing isn't gentle, it's an unlearning. Socrates said, the secret of change is to focus all your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new. You must dismantle identities that were built to protect you. It's messy, lonely, terrifying, but also holy. Every breakdown is a birth disguised as chaos. You are not falling apart, you are unfolding. Keep going. Your peace is on the other side of remembering.
What if freedom isn't found, but remembered? The loop breaks the moment you see it. You stop reacting. You start responding. You stop hiding from your pain and begin walking beside it. Rumi said, the wound is where the light enters you. That light is your awareness, soft but unstoppable. Every conscious breath rewires the past. Every act of self-kindness ends another cycle. You are not your trauma. You are the soul learning to return home to itself. So breathe, forgive, begin again, because the loop ends with you.